Hey guys, welcome back to Full Force Combat. I am delighted to be joined by Jawany Scott this evening. How are you doing, Jawany?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Good to be here. Good to finally have a chat with you.
And you've got a fight coming up in over a month now against
Yeah,
Tuma. How are preparations going for that?
yeah. Preparation's been going good. I'm always in the gym regardless of whether I got a fight or not. So close to the time as in now, about just about 5 weeks or just under 5 weeks. Just start turning up the intensity and start getting a bit more serious. But other than that, training's been going good. I'm feeling sharp. I'm feeling ready. Fitness is good. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
And how does that process work? When do you start sort of almost, I guess you're always sort of dialed in the sense, but when does it start really becoming that, right, we've got to really focus now on this fight coming up?
To be like I said, to be honest, because I'm always in the gym, I'm like always so dialed in. But obviously, like 4 or 5 weeks out, I'm in fight mode. I know that each round I do is in preparation for the fight. Uh, Outside of the gym, everything I'm doing is for the fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just literally always on. I'm always switched on, regardless. Yeah.
And obviously, we'll go back right to the start. I mean, it's crazy to say, but for a prospect, you've been in this for 10 years now. What was that journey into MMA like for you?
Sorry, say that again. You cut out just a
Oh,
second
like,
there.
oh yeah. For you've been doing this for around sort of 10. I think your first fight was 2015, if I'm right. And so, what was that
Yeah.
like? What was the journey into MMA like for you?
Yeah, yeah. So for me, obviously, at first, I didn't even really want to do MMA. I didn't know what MMA was, but it was my jiu-jitsu coach, who was then my MMA coach, Steve O'Keefe, that actually got me into it, alongside obviously Daniel Sam and whatnot. And obviously, that was fighting at amateurs. So I fought like so many good amateurs around the country, to be honest. And I'm obviously so pleased with that because that's given me the experience and confidence to like literally take on any opponent now within my professional career. And like you said, I've been doing it for it's been quite like I said, it's been like at least 10 years now. So yeah, I'd say I'm fairly experienced for where I'm at as a prospect right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm confident going into any fight.
And obviously, a lot's made about your teammates with Lonnie Kavanagh. That first fight, you beat him. What
Yeah.
was that like? And did you when did you become sort of teammates? And after that, or was that already a thing, or how did that come? I guess you didn't know him before you fought him.
Yeah, so before I fought, I didn't know him. Obviously in the fight and whatnot. To be honest, in the fight, he was beating me. I'll be honest. And it was actually Brad Pickett, obviously, who's our head coach now. It was his, I think, first show because he had his own promotion. So that was his. It was his show, and yeah, it was a tough, challenging fight. And after that fight, we used to go down to their gym, Titan, occasionally. Lonnie was never there though, so I never really saw him. But he would always ask about me and whatnot, and because my coach would go, so he'd always ask, and we'd kind of been in contact through then, but nothing face to face until I think it was 2021. I started training with Brad Pickett and the team that is GB top team now, and then that's how we kind of got close to the point where each other's basically training partners now. You know what I mean, and part of the same team and help push each other. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it.
Do you ever give him a little bit, knowing that you want to know against? Do you ever give him a little bit knowing you want to know against him?
We actually don't even speak about it. You know, I don't think we've ever even really spoken about it. No, and you know why? Because to us, it kind of doesn't mean much, only because
Mm,
we have some crazy rounds. You know what I mean? So sometimes he's one up on me on one round or one training session, and it's me next. So it's always chopping and changing. But
mm.
I'm ever so grateful to have him as a training partner, honestly, because he's so high level, he's so skilled, as is everyone else at GB top team as well. And there we've got the best coaches, we've got the best talent there. I think in in a lot of weight divisions. So I'm pleased to be around such great fighters and athletes.
Yeah, that must be real. You're working with a real big prospect, and your general team is so strong. It's iron sharpens iron, isn't it?
Exactly, exactly. And obviously I'm in one of the lighter weights, so from flyweight, bantamweight, even up to featherweight, we kind of all help each other. I know I could go to any of them if I've got any part of my game that I want to improve on. Everyone's always giving me advice. So I'm pleased to be a student forever within the game, you know what I mean? It's the only way you grow and get better as an athlete.
And as you turn professional, it was sort of an interesting move into that because you didn't start fighting in the UK. It was in Cyprus, it was Paris, Tenerife. How, what was that like for you taking on those fights early on in your career?
Yeah, when I think back to it, actually, Yeah, it was a bit crazy, but I suppose it was a very good experience to go about before I actually decided to settle and fight here. Um, at times, at times, it never really was that overwhelming. But if I did give it much thought, I think it would have become overwhelming. I just see it as I have a job to do, regardless of whether it's in the UK or not. I am pleased to be fighting in the UK now, though, to be honest, because I got all my supporters, all my fans could come, and I'm just happy to represent my team, the country that I'm from as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very pleased about it. And obviously, to fight for Cage Warriors is quite big as well.
And how do those sort of opportunities come about? Because I mean, you've obviously a long amateur career, but then you're fighting
Yeah.
in sort of different organizations. How does that come about?
Yeah, so to be honest, at the time, I think it was Brave and Cage Warriors were like offering me contracts to sign with them, and I was kind of indecisive. 'Cause I think my last fight that I had before I signed for Cage Warriors was on Brave, and they were wanting to sign me as well. But then obviously I spoke to my coaches. I at the time wanted to fight in 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 UK because I haven't fought in here in a long time. So I was like, you know what, I think it's the best decision to go with Cage Warriors. And to be honest, I think it was the best decision because I'm very pleased to be fighting on such a huge platform. Because I think they promote me well, they promote all fights well, and all in all, they have such a big name.
Yeah, and I remember I was at your first fight in Cage Warriors, and I think it was first on, but it really felt like it wasn't. It was almost like it was first on just so they could get people in early to watch all the fights because
Mm.
there was a real atmosphere surrounding those fights. I mean, what was that first fight like for you?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it felt so good. I didn't realize how good it felt having like a home crowd. Because, like you said, all my first professional fights were all abroad. You know what I mean? So that was actually something that was quite new to me. But I didn't realize until in the moment that it felt so good to like be in the back with my training partners that are also fighting on the same card, coming out to the home crowd, and even after the fight, seeing everyone, talking to everyone, obviously getting the win as well. So yeah, it was a good feeling, no doubt.
And you coming off a win against Scarano, which is sort of almost like a litmus test at flyweight in Cage Warriors. Talk us through that fight. And I mean, just to quickly go back to the Indigo thing as well, is that almost becoming like a home venue for you, or like a home game every time you fight there because your next one's there and you had an awful lot of fights there?
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of fights there, and it seems to be that's where caterers want to keep me. And it's convenient for me, so I ain't complaining.
Mm.
I do like fighting there. Like I said, all my supporters and fans, it's easy for them to get there. I get quite a big crowd. My crowd is always so loud as well. Obviously that last fight against Serrano, I knew he'd be tough, and I also knew he would have improved since his last fights, which
Mm.
I definitely think he did. Obviously, I never doubted about getting a win. I did think I was more skilled than him, but he definitely came to fight. He was game, as is most people within the Cage Warriors flyweight division. So it's just a matter of me showing up on the night, regardless of whoever it is.
Yeah, that's it. And then coming up, you've got that fight against Tuma. I mean, is it almost symbolic to you in a way that the Indigo has become your almost home venue because you're in the O2, and that's where the UFC tend to go when they're in London or in England? Is that something that you sort of think about as a big ambition for you to get into the UFC and fight, perhaps at the O2, almost graduate from the Indigo as such?
100%, it's definitely an ambition for me as well. As like you said, caterers tend to do come to the O2 whenever there's a London, sorry, UFC do come to the O2 whenever there is a London card, and the Indigo O2 seemed to be my home venue. So as you said, yeah, it would be good to kind of graduate from there up into the big stage eventually. And like I said, I got a couple training partners that are already there. So for me, it's just it's good to be so close. You know what I mean? Um, and gain the experience from my training partners that are already there.
And does that inspire you to keep pushing the fact that you've got training partners that are going into UFC, not only that, and scoring wins as well and rising the ranks there?
Yeah, 100%. It definitely inspires me because I see myself already as on that level anyway. You know what I mean? So, regardless of whether it's Cage Warriors, whether it's UFC, I'm there to do a job. But knowing that my training partners are that one step ahead of me at the place where I want to be, yeah, it only spurs me on and gives me the confidence to know that, you know what, I compete with these guys in the gym every day, so I definitely deserve to be there, and I definitely have the skills to also be there. So it's just a matter of time for me.
So you obviously have been relatively fighting consistently for the past year or 2 years. So
Yeah.
what do you look to do in 2025? Is it just continuing that consistency?
Yeah, so it's definitely in 2025 continuing that consistency and that trajectory that I'm already on. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm going from strength to strength. I'm just getting more challenges in each fight as well, gaining more experience, becoming more confident in there as well, showing people how I fight. Um, and yeah, so it's literally just rack up the wins, hopefully fight for the belt, and hopefully push on from there.
And
And this
obviously,
this would have sorry to cut you. Yeah,
no, carry on, carry on.
this would have been my full fight now on my yeah, this is the full fight of my contract now. So after this fight, yeah, it's gonna be some negotiations with Cage Warriors, and then obviously speaking with my coach Brad and just see where we go from there.
Oh, so contracts coming up. Is that something that you're going to assess your options, or do you feel, at least in, you don't have to say anything, but in your mind, you know sort of what path you're going to be on?
Yeah, I kind of know what path I'm gonna be on. I kind of know what path I want to be on, and obviously nothing's set in stone yet, as this is the full fight. So obviously I'm looking to beat this guy. Then if if the challenge for the belt comes soon, I'll do that. If not, then speak to caterer, speak to my coach, and see what's next.
I
But
was going to ask.
ideally, I'd like to go for the belt. Yeah,
Hmm, I was going to
yeah,
ask, have you got the ambition to get that gold around your waist, or at least fight for it?
yeah. 100%, 100%. I want that. I want that. That belt. I want that gold because I believe I'm a champion. Like I'm a champion in boxing, or a champion in Olympic weightlifting, I'm an amateur champion in MMA. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's only right I become a champion in my professional MMA career.
And what in sort of your general M maker, and obviously you've managed to achieve, as just you mentioned, that those sort of achievements you've got. What motivates you to keep going with that and keep that drive to again further achieve in MMA and just sport in general?
What drives me is as well as I'm doing what I love to do, it's something that kind of challenges me mentally and physically as well. And I'm someone I feel like I perform under stress, I perform under pressure. So I feel like I'm always searching for something that's difficult, searching for something that's challenging. Just like in the gym, I'm picking out the toughest rounds. I'm picking out whoever's better than me in a certain area to see, okay, today can I get one up on this person, or can I beat this person, or can I land this takedown or this punch? Yeah, it's just a matter of challenges for me and overcoming those challenges.
You're almost getting used to feeling uncomfortable in uncomfortable circumstances.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And day in, day out in the gym, that's the situations I put myself in by choosing certain training partners and sparring partners to go with, and people that are going to put me in deep water. You know what I mean? People are going to make me go through the hardships in training so that I don't have to go through it so much in a fight.
And March 21st, the fight against Johnny Tuma. What can the fans expect from you in this fight?
Yes, I'm looking, as I always do, I'm looking to go forward, set the pace high, instill my game plan. Like I said, I know it's going to be tough. I think he was a previous champion. I'm not sure for what
Mm.
promotion. So yeah, I know he's going to be game, as is most people that I've been fighting, to be honest. I don't take him lightly at all, but I don't see anywhere where he beats me, to be honest. I'm confident I'm going to come away with the win again. Uh, but yeah, I'm looking to put the pain on him.
Brilliant. Well, we're all looking forward to it, and can't wait to see you more in 2025. Just quickly, Jawany, if any of the people listening want to find you on Instagram or any social medias, how can they get at you?
Yeah, so I'm also use my Instagram, which is Jayes underscore official. And obviously on there I'm always posting my training, whether it's the weightlifting, whether it's the boxing, whether it's the MMA. Yeah, so that's where you definitely find me. You can contact me on there and just see how I'm getting along in my training and in my fight preparation.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight. Really appreciate it. And make sure you tune in Full Force Combat and to Cage Warriors March 21st for Jawany Scott
Yes.
versus David Tuma. We will see you next time.
Yes, Nathan. Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on as well. It's been a pleasure.